Hi there, good morning. Hey, it's John. I'm going to provide some technical analysis update. Today is February 24th, 2021. It's 8:03 a.m. as of this recording. And I'm going to give updates twice, one in the morning, one in the evening. So give me a subscribe and a thumbs up if you find it's useful. I appreciate it. So let's get started to it, okay? So the first thing we're going to see is, guess what? Well, technicals only matter when there is no news, but of course, when we have someone like Elon Musk here, he's literally at 5 a.m. throwing out a meme. And to most people, it probably means nothing, but to the Doji community, when Elon Musk throws a tweet out, it means buy. And it's a pretty funny one, so I like it myself, personally speaking. And we'll get into the charts now, and we'll kind of see what it does, okay? So we can see here at 5 a.m., February 24th, from his iPhone, he's probably laying in bed and doing a tweet. Okay, so we're starting with the daily again. So you see the descending triangle here, it's kind of breaking out of it, so this is kind of becoming irrelevant soon, but it's still relevant though as of the moment. So we give a little more time before it's irrelevant here. But the key thing here, is even technically speaking, you can still measure this activity here. So we're going into the MACD. I'll make it bigger. So you see right here, this was yesterday, February 22nd, February 23rd, which is right now, because this works on a 24-hour time frame, so it's not like the stock market, so it's a little different. So you see here, the tick here, the candle mark, it moved up a little bit. So usually that's indicative of a change, and you see how the lines here in a chart, they're kind of starting to tilt a little bit towards the up position, but they're still facing down though. So that means is usually you're gonna have to wait for confirmation. What that means is, give it a day or two or three, and you see a few more of the candlesticks moving up. Once you have confirmation, then you know that it's gonna be more real, because you don't just want to jump into it without knowing. So as of right now, it's a good sign, but it's not confirmed yet. So we want to give a little more time to be, prudent and cautious about it. So we see now that we are moving towards a new uptrend, but it needs to be confirmed before we finally know. And it's hard to say because it's in the future, right? It's take more time for the chart to kind of play out. All right, so moving along here, as you can see here, for a 50-day and a 200-day, the 50-day is still above the 200-day, so that means that whenever this thing did a golden cross, it's still in bullish territory. And we are still in bullish territory here. As you can see, it's still above it. Okay, so moving on to the 4-hour now. Okay. So yesterday I mentioned that around here, we would possibly, I mentioned yesterday that around this time, last night in the evening when I made a video, that here is when we might see a possible further breakdown. But I did mention in that video as well that when, technicals only take into account the current and previous situation here. It doesn't take account for the future. So when you have something like news, such as Elon Musk throwing a tweet out, well, it changes things, because when he tweets, it changes things. That's just the way it is. He has a very, very strong following, and he loves Dogecoin here. So you know what, I'm all for that. So now we're moving towards a more positive trajectory here, but it needs to be confirmed. Okay, so you see here on the technicals here, you see that on the 200-day average right here, literally this is literally where we bounced off. Literally, like, I mean, it's almost a textbook play. Usually when you see a 50 MA or 200 MA, if you're in bullish territory, it usually bounces off that if it's so strong market. And it was kind of fighting here last night, You see here, February 23rd, midnight. It was fighting around there, and it was moving up slowly, but it wasn't really strong yet, because the volume, you see the volume here is still pretty low here. And in here, the volume now, you see it dated February 24 at 4 a.m. But this is the 4-hour candle here, so it's from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. So literally, this candlestick is including the Elon tweet at 5 a.m. So you see the volume here, it's 122.89 million, and over here it was like 117, 66, 27, etc. It's very low. So this is taking into account the Elon tweet here. And when you have volume kind of pushing it up, it usually is a stronger indicator. Now moving on to the 4-hour MACD here, you can still see that we're in bearish territory here because it's still below the zero equilibrium. But however, we are fast approaching the zero equilibrium, and we are moving it with a pretty strong momentum here. So my belief is that we're going to cross the zero equilibrium and go higher, and then we're going to probably go around here and then go back down. But that's for the time to come, though. Given the strong momentum, and people like to jump in and start buying stuff when there's strong Momo. The whole FOMO thing. But anyway, so now today I'm going to go to the hour chart. Usually I don't do this, but I'm going to do this today to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So on February 23rd at 10 p.m., someone or multiple people, I guess during Europe time, decided to buy, right? And he bought quite a bit as well. Not sure who or why or what, but that's what happened though. It was a strong volume to kind of push it up, and then when it went up here, it did a classic, bull flag. It went down a little bit, and then by 5 a.m. when Elon tweeted, there was another strong volume push right there. Boom, and and now we're going to do another classic bull flag, possibly. I mean, given that Elon tweeted, we're trying to do a bull flag and probably going to go higher. It wouldn't surprise me if it went higher from here, just due to the Elon tweet, So we're going to do a little for my curse here, we're going to do a little bull flag, then boom, we're probably going to go up as well. So we're going to wait for it here, but probably let it correct a little bit. You see a MACD here? We probably want this to kind of come down a little bit because it's getting too excited. Once it's run here before zero equilibrium, we're going to push up again. So it's going to be a few hours. It's not going to be, instantaneous unless there's more tweets or more news. But given the situation, we'll see what happens. We got to let it play out right here, right? But don't worry, guys. I'm on this, and I will give another update in the evening to kind of see where it's going. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. Right. So you can see here on previous 1 hour, this is surpassing that momentum and extreme volatility right now, which is good. Good for the bulls. Nothing wrong with that. It's cool. So now I'm gonna go into the 15-minute now. Just give a quick recap. All right. So you can see on the details here, you can see the strong movements here with the time frames and everything. So literally at 5 o'clock, when Elon tweets, boom, 31 million buy. That is huge. I mean, look right here comparatively, right? You see 1 million, like 30-fold, literally just in a second. Of course, that's on pushings up, right? And obviously, some people want to sell, etc. But you can see here on the current MACD here, we're in bullish territory for the day. So I suspect we're gonna finish out bullish as well, given that we had a tweet and we had strong buys from Europe. So unless they're gonna sell off at the end of the day, I guess we got to wait and see. But usually people don't buy and sell the same day in this kind of huge quantity. But I guess we'll see though. But you can see over here in the previous chart right here, you see my musk from literally here and backwards. It was a lot more bearish. You see it kind of doing this kind of shape. This kind of shape. You find a cursor, it does this kind of shape. Now we're kind of doing literal bull movements now. So, and you can see it very strong in the shorter time frames here. On the larger time frames, like the 4 hour, 1 hour, it kind of covers up all this activity here, so you can't really see it. So that's kind of why I like to go into the 15-minute as well. It just gives you a stronger picture of what's going on, and I feel that's very important. So you understand how the candlestick's working, and you can see it. When you can see it, you can understand it better. So given that, today is going to be one of those days where you kind of just buy some dips and hold on to it. Of course, I always say just buy a little, nibble at a time. And as always, you want to use the 200, and the 50 for supports, So in the case here, if you were doing a day trade here, I would possibly buy around like on this 50 right here. It's literally bouncing off the 50 every single time, or gets near it and bounces off it. So, and you can see here also on a 15-minute chart here, the 50-day and a 200-day did a golden cross here. So we're going to continue this trend for a little bit. So it's going to be bullish, par for the rest of the day. So you want to do a day trade, this is probably what I would do. When it gets near the 50 day, like 5.4 or 5.5, that's probably when you want to buy, because even you see the 5.5 here, right? You see my chart here? So it's kind of like a resistance slash temporary support if you're doing a day trade. It's not super strong, but if you were to do one, I would do it like that. I'll kind of buy it at 55 or 56, and then let it go to maybe like 6 or something. You see here, at 6, it kind of, the wicks here, the candlestick, it kind of dies down because people are selling there. And one more thing to look at as well is the depth. This is kind of like the books, you know. So you can see the bids and the bids and the sells, you know. So the green is bids, you know, and the red are sells. You can see that there's not very, I mean, obviously there's more sells than bids here. So with that being said, usually when this happens, it's usually more bearish than bullish still. And that's still indicated through the daily chart here. I mean, even though the trend is still pointing down, it's still bearish because you have more people who want to sell than want to buy. But we're kind of approaching it soon though, right? I mean, like what, 36, no, a 30 million difference in limit orders. So it's quite significant, but at the same time, it's still something to keep track of and watch. It's doing pretty good though today. I feel like it's gonna be a good day for the bulls. And yeah, that concludes it today. Subscribe, like my video. It would help you out, and make sure you check out again. I'll be back here tonight, evening. I'm not sure what time though, but I'll get to you after work though, and provide an update, and hopefully to help all you out. Hold on to your doggies. Elon Musk rules, man, for sure.